Hello, everybody. Welcome back to You've Been Josh with Josh. I'm your host, Josh. Yes, episode 47. 47. Man. Jeez. Today's episode is not sponsored by Fireball Island, The Last Adventure. Yes. Restored by Restoration Games not too long ago. It was my favorite freaking board game growing up. My favorite one. It's so good. You have a little island. You got these characters. You got to get the jewel at the top of the mountain, then run back to the ship to get out. First person with the jewel to get to the boats wins. And every single time you rolled a one, you could shoot a fireball from the top of the island, and it would roll down the freaking tracks of the board game. It's this giant little set piece, and knock everybody over, and they drop the crystal, and you can run by them and swipe it and run to the docks. It was so good. They recently restored it. I think it was like 2 years. Well, 3 years ago now they restored it. It's fantastic. I remember playing the original back in the day, and now they're back again, and it's fantastic. Highly recommend it. Okay, not sponsored, but highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. I hope everybody's doing well. Episode 47. Let's freaking get it. It's another personal episode in between our guests. Hope you enjoyed Jimfinite's episode last week. It was a lot of fun to record with them. They are fantastic, and it was good to just riff off with somebody. It's a rip off with somebody. Riff off. Are you gonna riff off? Let's riff off. Riff off with somebody and just kind of chat. It was good. But it's now time to fill you guys in and all the craziness that has been my life over the last freaking 2 weeks. Are we ready? Are we freaking ready? Just to fill everybody in, as platinum goes, a little bit of a platinum check for all my trophy hunters out there. We're still in the 220 range. We're at 227 platinums now. We finished Toem, a little indie game. It was a lot of fun. Enjoyed it. We recently started Disney Dreamlight Valley, which has been really relaxing to play. The platinum is unattainable right now because they're slowly implementing new characters and stuff in worlds that you go to as we progress. But then we started up Horizon Zero Dawn. We are trying to finish Astroneer on my free time, as well as Oxygen Free, which is not Oxygen's Free. I keep saying that. It's Oxen Free. OXENFREE. It's a little indie game. It's really fun so far, but we've been working on that. Whereas life updates, this is where it's going to get a little hectic. If you aren't privy to the previous episodes, we recently moved, me and my wife, about 2 months ago. It was a really long, tedious process involving the police. I know it sounds really dramatic, but the people who were owning the property management company that takes care of our property that we're on, they were not responding to us, but they had our money, and it was just this whole lengthy process. But then we were here and we felt like everything was fine. But sadly, it's almost been 2 months now, and a lot of the maintenance work that they did not tell us needed to be done in our apartment still has yet to be handled. Half of the outlets in our apartment, they don't work. They haven't worked since we got in here. We put in a maintenance request form the week of. They told us to check around. There was some water damage in our main bedroom on underneath the radiator. So we were like, it's a water radiator. It's like a water heater. So we were like, is that leaking? And the person told us that, we don't know. It's a new property. So let's just wait till winter and we can see what happens. And this past weekend, the heat turned on for the first time because it's getting colder, and it just started spewing like crazy. And normally that's what they do, is they let out the air from the pipes and then it slows down. It doesn't spritz or steam anymore, but it was just a constant stream of water hitting the floor. It was so bad that the people below us, the people who live below us, their like ceiling started to cave a little bit, bubble and stuff on the paint. So they're gonna fix that, but as of right now, we have a very warped floor in our bedroom, and there's mold, and it's just not a good living situation, if that makes sense. That's more new. Like, obviously, it happened this past weekend. However, the outlets, they've never come and fixed, as well as our oven hasn't worked since the second week of being here. It worked for the first 2 weeks, and then by the second week of being here, the stovetop works. However, the oven is not heating up above 100 degrees. We checked to see if there was like a pilot light out or whatnot, but It seems to be the coils itself, and they've yet to fix that. So it's been a little hectic because we want to get things done. We're paying full price for the apartment. However, there's the little, like the simplistic things of life that should be accessible to us, and they're not. So we've been trying to contact them, and they're not responding. I right before recording this podcast, I was going to record this yesterday. It's Tuesday. I'm running really late on recording this podcast. But yesterday I was having so many panic attacks because it's just so many things that I'm trying to get done as of late in life and on stream and all that stuff that it's just been hell. And so I've been super stressed out, and I didn't record till today. But right before I recorded this, I was on the phone with the Better Business Bureau to talk to them about my options because I don't want to keep paying for an apartment that is not complete, and especially because me and my wife are the first 2 nights that we had the water issues. We were sleeping on the couch because we didn't want to be near all of the wet floorboards with the molds because I'm really sensitive with the allergies, and so is she. So we didn't want to be close to that, and that's not fair because we're paying for the apartment. We want to be able to sleep in our bedroom on our bed. So it's been a little hectic. But I talked to the Better Business Bureau a little bit ago, and funnily enough, we are not the first complaint that they've received against this company. In fact, they've received many, and over the last 3 years have never responded to any of their complaints, which is they should, because they get a better rating. But they have not. They have not responded to the complaints. And they have an F rating across the board, which is insane. Like, that's not easy to do unless you're just being negligent. So that's fun. However, putting that aside, life has been grand. Life has been fantastic. Joy got offered a new job, pays better, and it's still in the field that she wants to do. It's just an upgrade. So she's really excited about that. I'm really proud of her and excited for her. Stream is going really, really well. I'm enjoying myself more than ever. We've having a lot of fun. And the other thing that's been on top of my plate, which is why I've been a little stressed, is we're now doing daily uploads on all socials: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. However, it's the same post. It's just on all 4 of the social medias. I am posting daily. I have perfected the type of editing in which I want to do all of my clips, and I have been pounding them out. So since this past Friday, I have been posting consistently every single day, and I plan to continue posting every single day for the foreseeable future. I'm hoping this will help with exposure and discoverability, as well as just put extra content out there. It's fun. And I'm learning a new skill, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So it's been a blast, man. It's been an absolute freaking blast, my guy. Absolute freaking blast. But yeah, if you want to go check them out, my obviously all my socials are down below. Go check them out. They're a lot of fun. Follow me on my socials. It really does help with everything, as well as a little selfless promo. Join the Patreon. It really does help with bills. It helps with keeping this alive. A lot of the things that I do to bring content out cost money. I try to keep it at below $50 in which I spend each month for things to put content out, tools and such that I use to help with stream the podcast. The podcast I have to pay for an RSS feed, which puts it out to everywhere on all locations. Yeah, joining the Patreon, you get the episodes early. I put all of my things that I've been working on that's not just podcast related, everything related, and life stuff on there as well. And you can support me and get some cool perks. And you get the episodes early. And there's bonus episodes. Did you guys know that there are bonus episodes? Every single week I record an extra 30 minutes plus for a bonus episode. And we just talk about random things that you guys have to ask. And it's a lot of fun. Still a little selfless promo there, but I'm really pushing for to be better with my content, to be better with being full time, and I'm trying to be more forthright with what I'm doing, as this is my career. So if you wouldn't mind going and liking and commenting, sharing, every little thing helps, and it's free, and helps me get out there to the wide web. the wide web. But anyway, I hope everyone's doing well. That's basically all the announcements I have as for what's going on in my life. But I do want to talk about Google Maps. Everybody knows what Google Maps is, right? Like we don't live under a rock here, as far as I know. I don't. I live under a tree, and I live in a really ill-managed apartment building. However, we all have used Google Maps. Like we've all used it to travel, to get places and whatnot. But all of us, I don't think there's a single person out there who hasn't used Google Maps in Street View. We've all done it. We've all gone and grabbed that little yellow guy on the side, pick him up, and throw him on Google Maps. Just be like, I want to see what's on the street. And he sticks. You go down, and you can walk around from the photos that were taken 360 by the Google Maps car, Google Earth car. And you go down there, and you can look around the streets, go in like Street View, and just wander around an area to check it out. We've all gone back to previous places we lived to check it out. We've all done that. However, have you ever noticed that you never know when they're going to take those photos? You never know when they're going to go by. You never know when they're going to go by, and you're always like, what if I look like crazy? What if I look crazy? What if I'm caught doing something? In the photo, not like, anything criminal. However, what if you're taking out the garbage and you're just standing there with the garbage or something like that? I've always thought about that, but I never thought that I would be in the situation that I am now. Whereas I took a shower, as one does. I took a shower as one does, as one I hope does every day. And I was naked. It's my apartment. I walk around naked. Let that shit breathe. You know what I'm saying? I like feeling the air on my body. There's nothing wrong with that. I thrive in my skin suit. You know what I'm saying? And I was just walking around, kind of air drying. I toweled off, but I was air drying myself a little bit. And we haven't been able to get curtains for our windows in our living room. And that's not a huge deal during the day because it's so bright from the sun that they can't see into our apartment. However, if you're up against the window, obviously you're going to be seen. And, I was walking by and I noticed something outside, so I wanted to take a quick peek. I'm shirtless. They can't see my lower half, so it's not a huge deal. But I was looking at the window, and right as I look out the window, the Google Maps car drives by, taking photos. So yeah, I have been intermittently checking Google Maps and praying to God that I am not in the window of my new apartment, butt-ass naked, in Google Maps Street View. I am praying to God. I did some research. Apparently, it takes a little while for them to upload all the new footage from a trip. And so I'm just checking because there are tools that you can ask to be blurred, and I don't need it. I don't need that in my life. I'm an introverted guy. I'm extroverted with select friends that I get to know, but or when I'm on the internet because I know no one's around me, so I can be my goofy self. However, I don't want people to see me butt ass naked on Google Maps, So if you're ever just perusing Google Maps and you see a naked guy in a window, that's me. Hi, my name's Josh. I have a podcast, which you're listening to right now. So I'm a little bit perturbed by that. Is that the correct word? What does perturbed mean? Sometimes I say words that I've heard before, and I'm not actually sure if they mean what I mean. Perturbed. Definition of perturbed: feeling anxiety or concern, unsettled. Oh man, there's your lesson of the day, guys. Perturbed. Feeling anxiety or concern, unsettled. I was feeling perturbed. Man, damn. I might have been homeschooled, but my vocabulary, it slaps. Perturbed, immaculate. Gazebo. Yes. Man, I'm proud of myself. Perturbed. That's a great word, perturbed. Do you feel perturbed today? Do you feel perturbed, Herb? If your name was Herb and you weren't calling yourself Perturbed Herb, you're doing yourself a disservice, and I feel sorry for you. If there's any Herbs that listen to this podcast, please nickname yourself Perturbed Herb. It would be fantastic. I'm seriously, please. Anyway, I'm coming up on my 2 years of Twitch. This Friday, actually, the 14th of October, it'll be 2 years to the day that I'd had my first stream on Twitch, which is crazy to think about. You know, I feel like every single time we have a podcast episode, and it's just because time is so fucking whack. We have like another anniversary of something, but yeah, 2 years of being on Twitch. December 6th, I want to say. December 6th or December 7th. December 7th is my 2 year of affiliate. However, this will be 2 years since the first time that I streamed ever on Twitch, which is crazy to think about, that it's been 2 years. You know, I've worked so many jobs in my life, so many random fucking jobs. I think we've talked about this on the podcast before, but from like Michael's to framing actual pictures, to photography, working at a lumber mill, doing theater, working in food service, owning my juice bar, working at Walmart, working overnights, working at Starbucks as a barista, just so many random jobs. And I'm one to hyperfixate on things, and then slowly, like, the interest is still there. It's just I want something new. I like learning new things. Twitch has been a constant. Honestly, like, it's one thing that since I've been younger, besides theater, has been one thing that like I'm not getting tired of at all. It's something that I just constantly want to do, because the thing is, with Twitch, I can do whatever I want on my stream. It's not like I have to play the same games. It's not like I have to do the same things. I can change things up. And I think that's why I haven't got tired of it. But 2 years of doing this, and a year and a half, almost a year and a half of being full time, like that's crazy. That's it's weird thinking about it. And like I was saying earlier, I've been editing a lot of clips. I've been going back so fucking far, to 2 years ago. I've sifted through 2 years of clips, and saved them, edited them, and I've been doing so much. I've been seeing how far we've come and how much has changed, and it's such a weird thing to see visually, because normally with other jobs or other things, you can't look back on memories. You just have them in your head, you know, or you have photos. It's videoed, you know. It's like when you find some old videos. Excuse the train honking. I don't know if you can hear it. We live next to a train track. Every so often, a train will go by. But, you know, like, you find like an old video of like you as a kid that your parents find, and you're like, wow, it's such a different time. But with this, I have documents. Like, I can document the 2 years of progress that I've made on Twitch, and how far we've come, and all the things that I've done, and all the things I should be proud of. And it's just an interesting thing to have for myself, you know, and it'll always be there, which is just a crazy thing to think about. You know what I'm saying? I'm just proud. I'm just proud of it, honestly. And I'm excited for what the future holds. Obviously, I always say that, but I try to keep an optimistic outlook. That's how I have been always. So it's interesting to see all that. But yeah, 2 years. 2 fucking years. Holy shit. Yeah, you guys are going to listen to this tomorrow or later this week, so you might listen to it on my 2 year of being on Twitch. Who knows? Who fucking knows? But come stop by. Come stop by Twitch. Come say hello. And come hang out. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you. Also, the other thing I wanted to talk about was TikTok. Because I've been editing so much. I've been spending a lot of time on TikTok. TikTok is one of those things where I used to watch Vine, but it was kind of like I watched Vine through other people. I didn't actually have the app myself. That wasn't kind of my speed. I just watched YouTube. That was my thing. I watched YouTube, but I watched YouTube videos of Vine compilations back when Vine was still around, which is such a weird thing, And that's the same with Twitch. I used to watch Twitch compilations on YouTube, but not actually have a Twitch account. And I liked Twitch and I liked Vine. I just never used it. Whereas TikTok, I actually have TikTok, and I watch it pretty frequently. My For You page is crazy. It's like a mixture of like really nonsensical, stupid, immature humor and marriage TikTok, like that corner of Twitch. That's a corner of TikTok. Oh my God, I'm going crazy. The corner of TikTok that it's just marriage TikToks because I'm married and they know I'm married now. And so they're sending me things like, when your bae does this, and you're just like, oh, funny, I do that. Oh. But I've been spending a lot of time on TikToks, and they've been really pushing their TikTok lives. I don't know if you guys have perused TikTok live, but it is another world. Oh my God. You think Twitch, some sections of Twitch is bad? Hop on a fucking TikTok live, baby. That shit's wild as fuck. It is legitimately crazy. I sat through and in one instance watched a guy for an hour fake try to sleep while people tried to keep him awake by spamming money to do sounds, which you've seen that on Twitch, but Twitch I think made that against TOS now because it's not healthy to not sleep. People on Twitch doing that. I've seen people like, oh, watch my TikTok live. You can get from 0 to 55K followers, dude. And they'll just pull people on screen and tell everyone to follow them. I've seen people just living their, like, it's just like they're just doing homework or cooking food and talking to their friends while they're there, but they have their phone in the background. Like you're watching live reality TV, but it's not through a company. You're just watching someone live. It's like, do you know what I'm saying? It's like the Truman Show, but they set it up themselves. Like Truman set it up themselves. Like that's weird. You know what I'm saying? That's weird. Also, there's a lot of cops that just have their phone out either while they're on duty or they're off duty, but they're in their outfit and they're just sitting there doing their job. But while live, it's really weird. And then you have other people who are just doing crafts and stuff, which are really cool. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about, besides just how fucking nutty TikTok Live is, please at me on Twitter. This is the hashtag You've Been Joshed, and tweet at me if you're listening to this. The weirdest TikTok lives you've found and what was happening on the stream, please. One of the things I want to talk about was one specific live that I found. I sat and I watched this person for an hour. Okay, an hour. All right. When I first joined, there was 2K people in. 2K people watching this guy. He was de-shelling an egg. So there was only the thin membrane that was like right inside the egg, and then the egg inside raw. Okay, but he was taking the shell off bit by bit because the thin membrane is attached to the shell. So he had like this little dull tool that he was like lifting and separating the membrane from the shell, and then using toenail clippers or nail clippers to clip off the shell until the entire egg was still an egg shape, but just the membrane rather than the shell. It's very precise. You have to be really careful because you don't want to break it. And I watched this guy for an hour. He was halfway through when I joined. Okay, halfway through the egg, and there's 2K people watching. As he got closer to the tippy top of the egg, and there was a little bit left, the number started to rise. Makes sense. People want to see the end. It's really cool. Blah blah blah. However, the amount of people that came in halfway through and were just screaming, "Hurry up! Oh my God, I'm reporting you! Hurry up! Stop talking! You're taking too much time!" Just all caps screaming, just belittling this person as he's like thanking people for coming in, thanking for the gifts, not even really slowing down, just taking his time being precise with it. Like they were just like so impatient. And it was like a 10-minute span where he got to the end. And there was like 57,000 people. 57,000 people watching this guy. and everyone was just screaming at him for not for not being fast enough. And he finally got it off. And as soon as he took off that last little bit, the number of people watching went from 57,000 to 8,000 in a matter of 30 seconds. I saved it. I have it on I saved it on my phone. I'm going to probably post it in the Discord. But the just short form content, that's what I'm trying to say. Everybody's attention span nowadays is so small. And it makes sense. We're anxious, we're depressed. We've got a lot of issues. But our attention spans are getting smaller and smaller because of the way we, consume media and content and stuff like that. Like why do you think, this is just a general, I want to know if anybody else feels this way. Why do you think we get so pissed off when an ad pops up? Why do you think we get so pissed off when we're looking for a recipe online and the recipe starts with the person's entire backstory? You're like, I want to look up how to make really good and interesting deviled eggs. And you find a recipe and you have to scroll through 6 pages of this person telling, my grandmother back in the day made this for her father. And I learned it from her. And I remember this Sunday we went out and we bought all these fresh eggs and boiled. And it's like you had to scroll through 6 pages just to get to the fucking recipe with the instructions. Why does that make us so mad? Why does it make us so mad when we're like, we see like an article that we want to read, like an article, and we're like, oh, that looks really interesting. I want to read it. And you read the article and they do like a whole backstory, like a labyrinth thing they have to read through. It's like, well, before we get to the actual thing that we want you to read, let's do this. It's because we want, when we see something, we want to see it then. We want to see it now. We see it and we want to know what it is, and we want to know it as quick as possible, because not only are we lazy, but I think we've come to value. That's a broad statement. I should tone it back. I think that a lot of us are lazy when it comes to this, but also I think that a lot of us still just value our time. So like we wanna get that that rush of like entertainment and stuff, but we want it quick so that way we can get back to doing whatever we were doing. And so our time's valuable. So when we're met with this with these obstructions to the thing that we're trying to do, it's annoying, we want to, but like with the live thing, like it was just crazy to me because it wasn't like, oh, this guy is stalling. It was this guy is trying to make sure that he doesn't fuck it up. He spent an hour going, probably more because I joined and watched for an hour from the point where he was halfway through it. But he spent so much time depeeling this egg, not even depeeling, deshelling this egg. And they're like, fucking hurry up, I'm reporting you, And it just made me realize how accustomed we've become to short form content and how that's kind of like the new media standard, basically, like Instagram, we got YouTube Shorts, we got Instagram and Facebook Reels, we got TikTok, Twitch clips are like a huge deal. Like we like getting entertained really quickly. We sit and we look through TikTok and go zoom, like swipe, and just get an overload of a bunch of things and make ourselves laugh and make ourselves cry and make our, all these things. It's so fast paced. Like for me personally, I cannot wait a week to watch a new episode of a show. I have to wait until the whole season is done and all the episodes are out for me to binge it, because otherwise my attention span is too short and I will not retain any of the information. I have to watch it all at once. Obviously, like in like a 2-day span, I'll watch all the episodes, or like a 3-day span, but I can't wait a week in between each episode, or I'll fucking forget. I'll fucking forget what it is. I just thought that was really interesting, and I wanted to bring it up because I want to know if you get mad. Do you get upset when you like, obviously the recipe thing and the article thing pisses me off every single goddamn time because it's like, just fucking get to the point. I know you want me to read and you want me to spend time in your site so you get fucking ad revenue and whatnot, but still, god damn it, please, please. I just want to know. I just want to know if, Tom Holland left his backpack in the parking lot of some fucking KFC. I don't know. That was just a random example, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to know what those things are. I want to know this recipe so I can make my goddamn food. Those little things. Don't put obstructions. Don't give me your backstory. I don't want to know about that. You told me you have the recipe. You told me you have an article. Tell me what it is now, please. Please and thank you. Please and thank you, please. Please and thank you, please. But let me know if you get angry with those types of things. And let me know your thoughts on our Instagram, not Instagram, TikTok lives. TikTok lives are fucking crazy, dude. You can see some weird ass shit. I saw this fucking like 16-year-old boy prank calling a Domino's. Why? That's so like, we all did it when we were younger, but that's such an old gag now, and especially after COVID, we're all just kind of like, leave food worker, like retail workers and food service workers alone, please. Just leave them alone. They're dealing with enough. They're dealing with enough. You know what I'm saying? They're dealing with enough. But yeah, I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Let me know over Twitter or just DM me and let me know what your thoughts are on it. I'd love to hear what you guys think. That being said, I do think that it is time that we shorten the podcast. I obviously, like, the guest episodes are going to be longer because there's more to talk about. But for the personal episodes, I think that it'd be nice to have like shorter episodes for those. We already kind of keep it around 45 minutes. Guest episodes are like an hour and a half. But in the same vein of short form content, I think it's easier to listen to a whole episode that's only 30 minutes compared to 45 or an hour. So from here on out, all the personal episodes are going to be 30 minutes, around 30 minutes, the 30-minute mark. Always above 30 minutes, but around the 30-minute mark. So with that, we're going to be ending the podcast here. I know. It feels like we just got started. I feel like I just got started, but I think this would be for the better. Obviously, we also have the bonus episodes afterwards that are going to be the same length as the personal episodes. But then we also have the guest episodes every other as well. But thank you all for listening so much. Hopefully you get a little insight of what I've been got going on. I hope you got a laugh. And always, as always, eat your apples. Stay funky, my dudes. I'll see you next week. Bye.